What's a hidden treasure that you might be walking right past at garage sales or thrift shops? Fenton glass. So how can you identify it? Well, the most accurate answer would be to get the books or to search the pieces for the molded logo. But sometimes the most accurate answer isn't the most helpful, and not all pieces have the logo. I'm going to offer 3 main tips for the beginning collector, and for avid collectors, we'll debate the idea of what exactly is quintessential Fenton style, so that we can help the next wave of collectors appreciate and identify this heirloom quality glass.
You are watching the channel for Fenton glass, lamps, and Victorian style with your host, James Bartosh.
Hello, thanks for watching. With an over 100-year history, Fenton did just about everything, and there's probably an exception to just about every rule. But by and large, Fenton is a producer of Victorian style glass.
Ornate is the single word that coins Victorian style to me. Every place there could be a decoration, there is. Take this piece of violets in the snow, for instance. We have a crimp and a ruffle with a crest, a mold pattern, Spanish lace, and we have hand-decorated violets on true colored glass. All of these features are quintessential Fenton. All have inspiration from Victorian glass. Fenton reimagined these items with their own artistic flair until the company's closing in 2011.
A lot of Fenton colors, patterns, and manufacturing techniques come from the Victorian era glassmakers. Spanish lace, for instance, is an opalescent spot mold pattern by Northwood. Out of all of these factors that we've described as Fenton characteristics, perhaps the Ruffle+Crimp combination is the clearest signature. And that's my first tip. Look for the crimp.
If you see it at all, there's a good chance you're looking at Fenton, and it doesn't take long to recognize Fentons from others. This lampshade is not Fenton, a contemporary piece, much less ornate compared to the characteristic Ruffle+Crimp combination on a Fenton lampshade like this one. You'll find it on loads of items, from vases to compotes to pitchers and more.
My second tip is to check the bottom. This is where you'll sometimes see the molded logo. But what you should not see is a pontil mark, which would be a rough area where the hot glass was cut off. If you see or feel it, that's likely not Fenton.
You can see the pontil mark on this Italian-made basket and feel it as well. Compare it to this Fenton basket, where it is fully finished in all areas. While you're inspecting the bottom, make sure the color is uniform and does not go to clear or pale. Inspect the rest of the piece, and if you see color flaking away like this, it means the item is flashed and not a colored glass. Fenton is first and foremost an art glass company, and art glass is largely defined by color, meaning the glass is truly colored throughout.
My third tip relates to the painting or decoration. The majority of Fenton painted pieces will carry an artist's signature, usually in the formula of hand painted by artist's name.
Fenton's decorations were fired into the piece for an essentially permanent bond. So if you see paint flaking away, you might be looking at something else.
On that note, let's use our 3 tips to compare with other styles out there.
Cut to clear is commonly bohemian. It is beautiful cased glass with an outer layer of color cut away to reveal the clear layer of crystal underneath. Fenton did not cut much glass. Popular mid-century styles are made from bright colors in thick glass with long liquid shapes. This grew from what was known as Scandinavian style glass. Viking and L.E. Smith are probably best known for it. Yes, Fenton did some things like this, the Valencia pattern for example, but it was not their bread and butter. Fenton was well known for carnival glass, but this was back in the early days. They came back to it in later decades, but keep in mind the iridescent glass you're most likely to see around is probably mid-century from other companies, such as Indiana Glass. The tips given can help identify Fenton's carnival glass of the later decades. So if you come across glass in that ornate, Victorian type of style with some combination of fanciful color treatment, a molded pattern, a crimped top or edge, decoration with artist signature, fully finished in true colored glass, there's a strong chance you've just found Fenton glass.
This is a green vase, whereas this is a Fenton green vase. Keep your eyes peeled if you like this style. And search my channel for plenty of other videos appreciating decorative art glass like Fenton. Happy hunting. See you next week.
Could this be the very first Fenton lamp? Explore the history of Fenton's lamp production and product line.
Click to see that special content now. New episodes every Wednesday at 2 p.m. Central Time, right here on the channel for Fenton glass, lamps, and Victorian style.